So I've just finished up with Elder Scrolls Legends, and honestly, it's good. Like, it's really quite good, and that isn't something I was expecting. I saw this advertised at E3, and obviously I signed up for the beta because free game. There were a couple of card games announced. I've also got Gwent coming up around the corner. But this is something I only really picked up on because it was a well-known name trying out something that a lot of companies are doing at the moment. And I wanted to see what they'd do with it, and I'm impressed. I'm really quite impressed. The fact of the matter is, this game, it really benefits from coming last in the queue. It benefits from the fact that other games have gone before it. You know, it's learned from the mistakes from companies like Magic the Gathering and their repeated blunders with Planeswalkers. And it's obviously learned the lessons that Hearthstone really introduced to the card battle genre. And the first thing that you'll notice when you boot up the game after you pick your avatar and things like that is it's actually got quite a decent focus on narrative. It's done a much better job than Planeswalker ever did. It's got a whole range of great little features. At the end of missions, depending on what's happened in the story, you get to make decisions, and that'll determine what rewards you get. When that doesn't happen, sometimes you'll actually get the chance to upgrade cards, and that means you can pick where they go, and it's really sort of satisfying because it feels like you're personalizing your deck. It means that when you have a deck and you want a card to be focused more on defense, or more on defense, or more on buffs, you can make that choice, and these get to be your cards. They still have the same mana cost, and just because obviously it's learning from other games that have gone before it, that doesn't mean they've been lazy. It doesn't mean that they're copying, but it is genuinely unique. When you first get into your first match properly, you'll notice that there are 2 lanes, and monsters can only actually attack other monsters in the same lane as one another, which adds another layer of depth. On top of that, my favourite feature is actually the rune feature. So every 5 health that you lose, you'll actually get to automatically draw a card from your deck. And if that deck is a prophecy card, which is you'll know because it just says on the card prophecy, you can play it immediately for no mana cost. So it can really turn a game round, and it really disincentivizes people from doing huge amounts of damage really quickly because you can be punished. And it's a great little balancing factor if you are on the back foot, or if your strategy doesn't depend on doing large amounts of damage very, very quickly. On top of that, you've got support buffs, which means you can play these at the bottom of the field, and every card on the field gets this buff. It's one of my favourite little features. I went actually with a red guard, so I've got strength and instinct. I'm gonna call it instinct because it's yellow. There we go. Right, got strength and instinct, right? And it just means like these sort of buffs, they're really sort of helpful, especially the way that I play. And they've actually found a really smart way of addressing the mana issue that's a problem with Magic, because if any of you out there have played Magic, then what you'll know is that mana cards are the most important cards that you can have. If you start a game and you don't have mana, well, it doesn't matter how good the cards in your deck are. It doesn't matter if your decks cost you £5,000. Your deck is absolutely useless. And what happens here is that for every turn that goes by, your mana or your magicka here actually increases by 1. It means you can summon stronger and stronger cards each turn. It's actually a really smart way of approaching it, because it means that no matter what, you don't have to worry about mana. You're always going to be going up in terms of mana. You're always getting stronger. You're always going to be able to summon your best cards. It provides a great way of managing the rate of matches. It means that people can't just have the best cards at the start of the game, and it ensures that games don't go on too long, because the longer the game goes on for, the quicker and quicker people can summon stronger and stronger monsters. The great thing is that these decks, they're actually really, really good decks. Not only are there lots of variation between each type of deck and each main attribute that you're going for, but even within a single type of attribute, there are multiple strategies that you can use. And I'm actually really looking forward to playing with the other decks. I actually thought I would be dedicated to my initial deck because it was a lot of fun starting up, but I actually had a lot of fun trying out all the other decks and all the other ideas that I wasn't initially on board for. And so, like, what I can say about this game, if I don't know if the beta is open, I don't know if that's available to everyone. I should really check before I make this video. But if it is open, go check out this game. It's actually bloody fantastic. It's got the depth of Magic the Gathering with all of the presentation skill of Blizzard's Hearthstone, and it's delivered significantly better than like the narrative attempts of Planeswalkers. The fact of the matter is, think of it this way: if you're wondering if you should play this game, think of it this way: if you like the idea of playing Magic the Gathering, but you can't stand the ball ache of sorting out the game, and you don't have a fortune to spend on cards to be competitive, then this is the game for you, right? And if you like the ease of play, or if you like the idea of the ease of play of Hearthstone, but you can't touch it like me because it's just too casual and there just isn't that room for grand strategy, then this is the game for you. I was really worried about the battle card genre, the card battle genre, because it while of course there are very popular games in the series, it didn't really seem that anyone was approaching it with anything new. And this is a game I've waited since childhood to play, because Lord knows Magic the Gathering are never going to give us just Magic digitalized. Don't know why, but fine. It just means that Bethesda stepped in and done what I've always wanted. So I know this game is still in beta. Just to let you guys know, I've had a couple of issues with frame rate. I don't know if that's everyone, or if that's just me. My computer died recently, so I'm just a bit it might just be my computer. But check it out. It's definitely good, and if they keep going this way, if they expand on this, add more cards, or iterate on this idea, I think they're on to a solid winner here. They really are. So if you've made it here, actually all the way to the end of the video, then thank you. You poor, wonderful human being. I really appreciate it. This is actually my first video. I'm hoping to make more in the future, but in the meantime, I really appreciate some feedback. Let me know what I'm doing right, let me know what I'm doing wrong. And yeah, I realise I've just asked the internet to criticise me, which probably isn't a very bright idea, but like I said, I need the help. And let me know if you've enjoyed what you saw. Leave a comment in the hate box, drop me a like if you want to. Thanks, and hope to see you soon.